How does someone like count how many calories they really need in a day? Like for example, like if I want to bulk up, and how many calories would I need in a day?
So calories in a day would depend upon the person again, but at the same time, you definitely want to be in that surplus. Obviously, I think each one of you guys have heard the term dirty bulking versus clean bulking.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next little bit, macronutrients, definitely plays a big role in there. So dirty bulking, or just getting those calories in.
Da-ding.
What the fuck? Oh, hell no. Bro, I stopped that shit. Fuck this guy.
You can show to the camera so you know.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like
So basically, you want to keep those percentages throughout. So if you are bulking, you still want to keep those percentages as far as the intake of your food.
Yeah.
So if you are curious, a healthy range that you should be in as far as how much percentage of carbohydrates you should be eating and protein and fats. If you're looking at carbs, 45 to 65% of your dietary intake should come from carbohydrates. Yes.
See, there's also this other misconception that people are afraid of carbs. People are afraid to eat carbs. And
Ding.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's afraid to eat carbs.
And dude, I'm even afraid to eat carbs. Like I'm down to say that, but it's just the fact that I'm not really educated on what carbs are actually the carbs I'm supposed to eat, because there's refined carbs, there's all these muffins, pastries, all these like sugary carbs, and like those things. Like when I'm trying to clean bulk, by the way, so it's like
That's good.
when I try to eat those types of things. So how can I even like? I don't
Bulk up with carbs?
What about pasta? I'm thinking about pasta, bread, or like I don't know. I know not white bread. There's multigrain
Whole
bread
grain.
or whole wheat bread.
Yep.
So there's going to be
Now,
pasta.
Do you have more to add?
no, I want to comment.
Go for it.
I didn't have an opportunity.
Oh, go for
where
it.
This,
I'll
where
switch
does
my
come
hand.
from? I'm afraid of carbs.
See,
I
he's
want to ask
smiling,
you,
so I
no,
know
I
it's
want
bullshit.
to ask Strakis.
Sure.
I don't think it's a requirement to eat carbs. Now, with that saying, I don't completely shut off carbs, but I probably eat 15% at most of my diet as carbs.
What does that
Pretty
say?
low.
What does
Pretty
that
low.
say? 45, 60, yeah.
45
It's 45 to 65.
And it has worked efficiently. And again, I think there are diets that work for everyone, and I don't even think I run a diet. I just fucking free flow. But I do believe in the conception of carbs are the only macronutrient that is not necessary. Protein your body requires, and fat your body requires. Carbs is only required for energy, which actually fat can be, because I know the science behind it. I took a nutrition course. I have some credibility too. Glycogen. Carbs create glycogen, or is it glucose? One of the two.
It produces glycogen.
Glycogen.
Storage. Yeah.
And then that is what your body uses to burn
Glycogen is the complex
carbs and fats, right?
complex chemical, if you will, and then glucose is
Sugar.
the very simplified sugary. Yeah.
Will your body burns both or one? Carbs convert into which one? Both?
Yeah.
Both. Which is burned, but if you do not consume these carbs at an excess period, the fat in your body actually will be burned, correct? That's your next.
That's keto right there.
Yes. That
That's
is
pretty much a
keto.
keto
It's
diet.
pretty much a keto diet, but I'm not fucked.
Dude, like literally, this happened a couple of days ago. I've been like trying to research diets and stuff like that. I've even the one day I just like was like, you know what, I'm just not gonna eat that many carbs today, and my body wasn't used to that. So it's like, dude, all day I was just in like a fucking like I was like
gonna say.
weak.
How did you feel?
I was weak as shit. Yeah, like I just felt retarded. So the thing is like I was afraid to eat carbs too, because it gives you brain fog. Because when you do digest things, there's always going to be inflammation in your stomach, regardless of what it is when you put it in your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens to break down stuff, and what that does is like all your energy goes to your stomach, and then now you can't think. So that's why like I want to think, but then bulk, and then I want to eat carbs, but I also want to think. It's like I don't know what the fuck to do anymore.
You're on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
That's facts. That's facts. Man.
So, what you want to think of as far as carbohydrates go is that there are nutrients in those carbohydrates, and there's a lot of hydration in those carbohydrates. So carbs is not just limited to bread. So carbs can be anything from fruits, vegetables, and
Beans, nuts,
You don't like
seeds,
Yeah, I
herbs,
love
spices.
I love spinach. My
Yep.
Popeyes, bro. That's my fucking inspiration.
Popeye's the restaurant or the guy?
No,
The guy.
Okay.
I love spinach, bro.
Well, you
That
said
fucking
Popeyes.
bicep.
Yeah, that's my dream
Popeyes.
physique.
Popeye is.
Popeye.
Popeye apostrophe S.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
dream
Alright.
physique. That's my dream
Nice.
physique for
I don't
sure.
even know
How
what
do
it
you
is.
get
I
it?
mean,
You don't know
Bulk up on your
Popeye?
forearms.
What?
Let me search it up right
Dude,
now.
bro's a cartoon
Probably bigger
character.
than I know.
Yeah.
Popeye's a solid cat. It's good.
You know,
That was nuts.
the thing is, like carbohydrates, like the book I read, it said carbohydrates are the single most important food for long-term health and brain health.
Really?
So you shouldn't really neglect carbs. I just started realizing I shouldn't be afraid of carbs.
Yes, that's the guy. Yes, you are correct.
I
Don't
shouldn't
be
really
afraid
be.
of carbs. Yeah.
I've always been afraid just because like it makes me retarded. But I'm just eating the wrong. I'm eating the wrong carbs. That's the thing. Like today I eat beef with quinoa today, and the quinoa didn't give me as much brain fog as.
Got you.
It didn't give me as much brain fog as like bagel or like bread or like a. You know what I'm talking about.
What do you mean when you say
Super
you
refined
feel
carbs.
retarded? Like what happens?
Dude, like you can't think straight. You can do. I can like
Focus wise too?
Yeah, you won't be able to think straight. If you try to read a book, you want to try this? Eat some oatmeal and then go try to read a book. You're not gonna remember a single thing on the page. Well, you probably will. But it will take time.
So do I have to eat a lot?
Eat a bowl of oatmeal.
I was like that with oatmeal, dude. I would eat it before gym and I could not work out. I was lazy. It was
Yeah,
weird.
it just makes it because
Ever since that, I
carbohydrates
forget it.
increase serotonin temporarily, and that makes you sleepy.
Should I be concerned? I eat oatmeal every day, bro.
You
I
should
would
not be concerned. No.
It
As
works
far
for
as-
you, you know what I mean? For some
Yeah,
people, it
true,
doesn't
yeah,
work. So.
For carbohydrates, you got to think of the consistency of the carbohydrate. So if you're eating a more complex carbohydrate, you're going to have that energy in your system for a lot longer period of time versus a simple carbohydrate, which is going to stay in your system for a very quick period of time. So it'll give you energy really fast, or it'll give you energy over a prolonged period of time.
Which one's better for you, and what is?
Which one lasts
what
longer?
is-
Complex lasts longer, and it depends on which one is better for you.
Depends.
So if, for example, you're having a diabetic emergency and you need sugar right then and there, you need simple carbohydrates.
And
like
can you
even
tell
as-
me? I have no idea which foods have complex and then which are simple.
Do you
Yeah,
like
that's
lifesavers, candies, anything?
Yeah.
Gobstoppers?
I haven't eaten
I know
candy
those.
in
Do you know those? Those
Yeah.
are simple carbohydrates.
Oh,
So sugar?
So
Like
something you
sugar
can
stuff?
get it fast?
Can you search up what that is?
Okay, that would
So-
be simple.
Can you search up what that is?
If you look up
What?
and look inside of gyms and you notice like,
This
well,
big
why
ass
do they
ball
have
that's
Coca-Cola and
What?
It's
Pepsi
gummy
and
bears
different
and
stuff
shit.
like that? It's so
Gummy
that
bears and shit
in
like
case
that.
there's a
That's what
diabetic
it's called.
emergency,
What did you say?
people can
Goblet.
have those
Goblet
simple
chocolate.
sugars in their system.
So it's like potatoes are complex. Things like
Potatoes
veggies,
complex.
rice, bread, all complex.
All complex.
Okay, got it.
And depending on the food dictates its complexity.
This-
Yeah,
So,
just a fucking ball you put in your mouth.
If you're looking at rice,
This ball-
brown rice is more complex than white rice,
my
but
God.
one is not necessarily bad versus
Yeah.
the other kind of thing.
Exactly, yeah.
It's just what is the purpose of what you need that carbohydrate for.
Okay.
I think I apologize. I never even let you finish the percentages. I just thought of it. So
That's
Wait,
okay.
also, just, I know it's not very good to eat a lot of carbs in the morning as for breakfast. It's better to eat
Stop
more
shitting
protein
on me,
and
guys.
fats, right?
Stop shitting on me. I promise. I have my
No, no, no. It's not that you shouldn't eat
Nah,
carbs
but-
in the morning, but what I know is you have to try to eat more healthy fats and protein in the morning.
You have something
carbs.
lean in the morning.
Is that
Yeah.
true? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So basically, like if you
Let 'em
are
know, let
having
'em know.
those carbs, carbs are great for you,
Uh-huh.
but at the same time, you need something that's going to stay in your stomach for a prolonged period of time, so you don't feel hungry later too.
course.
So having that protein source is important to have
And
in there.
fats, yeah,
Because
for energy.
protein is going to stay in your stomach a lot longer than carbohydrates, and fats is going to basically cycle out of there really quick.
So let me put you guys
I
on, bro.
can-
I have a Kodiak oatmeal, 20 grams of protein, that alone, then you throw in some peanut butter. I don't know if there's really fats in that. More peanut, more protein. Then you throw in
There are fats in
some
peanut
milk.
butter.
I have protein milk. This bitch is gonna disapprove of that, but that's okay. More protein. And then what else is there? I also throw in chocolate chips. Healthy fats, guys. Totally healthy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Healthy.
Hold on, I got one word for it.
I want to. Okay, you.
You're coping.
I'm coping on
You're
this.
coping. There's better options.
You're coping.
I actually want
I
to.
don't give a fuck.
I want to contradict that statement. Whoever said not having.
A lot of
Not
carbs in the morning.
contradict. Not contradict.
Yeah.
But for me, actually, the only carbohydrates I typically eat in a day is actually my breakfast. Nothing else. And I found that it actually works way better. I can
Yeah.
function until, for example, 2 p.m. rather than 11 a.m. before I get hungry again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
personally
It's
found.
for your diet, depending on what your diet is. Since you don't eat that much carbs throughout the day, probably barely get anything during
I
before
probably
you
get
go to
20.
sleep.
No, I
That's
get
what I'm
20
saying.
grams of carbs in the morning. That's
And if you barely get anything before you go to sleep, and then in the morning, that's when you need to kind of make up for it. Then sure. But if you eat carbs throughout the day and then you still add more in the morning, that's where you kind of have to slow down.
I see what
Am I right? Am I wrong?
To an
Correct.
extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. To an extent.
So you would want to eat carbs around your workouts, pretty much. Like for example, today my breakfast was eggs, and then I had kiwis, and I put honey on it, and
Ooh.
that was like my pre-workout kind of. I did it. Do fruits like do they kick in faster?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
so
sugar, yeah.
it is a form of sugar, so that's fructose.
Yeah, fructose.
Mhm.
And so my workout was good. It was pretty good. I felt like energized and stuff like that. And then after I had more carbs after that,
Mhm.
just because to fuel myself. So
Yes.
like, I'm kind of like using carbs as like a way to fuel my body when I need it. You know what I mean? And I don't want to just like put carbs in myself like all the time. You know what I mean?
That's fair. Yeah, definitely.
What would you say is the most important nutrient on there?
Protein.
Of course, yeah, protein. I know it's protein. I know.
Yeah, Jim Rose, where you at? Protein.
They are all equally important. So all of these you can think of have a function. So as far as carbohydrates, think of that as like gas for your car.
Yeah.
Protein, think of that as like your repair guy for your car. And then fats, think of that as like the oil for your car. So
Yeah.
they all function and have a very important role.
Did you just think of that right now?
No,
No?
I've used that before.
Okay.
But at the same time, they all play a very important role, and you shouldn't neglect any of them. I know you're taking in a little bit of carbs, so that's good, because they do all have nutrients that you need in order to function.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like people, like they don't intuitively eat. Like they just eat whatever they want. So it's like for example, like I said, like I'm using carbs in a way that can fuel my body when I need the fuel.
Mhm.
And then just so I can think later, I don't really eat. I eat carbs in like the middle of the day when my workout is, and then I don't eat carbs towards bedtime too. Because yes, you could eat carbs before bed, but it's going to be slow digestion in your stomach. You won't be able to fall asleep as better.
Yeah.
So
So essentially, like, and everybody is a little bit different as far as like what your wheelhouse that works best for you is
Yeah.
not going to be the same as
no,
yours.
yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
different for everyone. Everyone's body's different.
Sure.
I just started to realize that too. Like I'm trying to like research diets and stuff. And like his diet's different. This guy's different. This guy's different. I'm like, what the fuck do I pick then?
I'll argue
You make
that
up your own.